Welcome to day 20, 2/3 of the way into NaNoWriMo. I hope you're doing well. Today we are talking about my strengths and my weaknesses. Let's go. Let's start by talking about my weaknesses. I have this need to work super intensively, to focus really hard for long periods of time, and I struggle to be interrupted. Getting the flow starting again is really difficult for me. It also leads to burnout, probably a lot quicker than someone who is capable of resting writing for 20 minutes and then resting for 5 minutes and so on and so forth. Along the same vein, I'm not really very good at multitasking because I like to be super intensely into one thing at a time. I find it very hard when I need to do more than one thing at one time. Although in my wider life, I like to have a plan. When it comes to my writing, I'm a bit of a pantser, as I've already said. And sometimes not having a plan and not having written things down in terms of word building can really slow my process down. Having to go back and look up things and even write things, knowing when I get to revision I've written the wrong thing, is a problem. As I've said before, I'm a novice. Before I started writing, my only real qualifications in writing I did an AS, which is half an A level, in English language. I have no creative writing education, so to speak. So there is a lot of education involved in my writing, and sometimes I have to stop and learn new things before I can continue on in my writing journey. In the same vein, this means I might write something and then later realise that it's not a very good way to tell a story, and then I have to go back and rewrite something because when I wrote it I didn't know or understand a concept that would have made it better. As I've mentioned before, my health is a weakness because it means that sometimes I can't write at all, and with my other weakness of needing to focus intensively and how that drains me, it doesn't really work very well. My strengths. Having been ill my whole life, I have become very resilient. Having suffered multiple knockbacks through my adult life means I'm very used to things going wrong and working through them and making them right. I think this also helps my story craft because I can write that into my characters' journeys. I'm super proficient at dreaming about worlds. Due to my health, I've spent quite a lot of time in bed, unable to move or do anything. During that time, I occupied my mind by telling myself stories, imagining characters in interesting worlds, in interesting positions. It means when I write, I almost see these characters actually doing it in my mind, like a film playing. I don't think I'd be as good at that if I hadn't had years of practice. I love to read. If you look at any advice about writing, you will come across somebody telling you to read extensively. The fact I already love reading means that I do read a lot, and it definitely helps me in my craft. I have a love of words and of languages. This definitely helps when writing, especially when it comes to creating new languages and new cultures, because language is very closely related to how people speak and how their world works. I'm open to learning new things, especially as a novice. It means that my story can keep evolving and becoming better and my craft more honed. It means that eventually my story will be better for it. So it's almost 5 o'clock. I've done 0 words so far today and I've done no filming, and after today I have nothing at all pre-filmed and I have done no words today. So I need to do some words today, otherwise tomorrow is gonna be, I think, more than I can cope with. I think something might break So I'm going to sit down now and I'm hopefully going to write some words. Feel inspired, but it's just been one of those days. Everything has just been we've had issues with a shop trying to send something back. We've had my daughter come home yesterday, so I've had to speak to a teacher today because there's been problems with something at school, and it's just been really stressful. And on top of that, I'm supposed to be doing Nano, and I'm supposed to be doing a daily YouTube vlog, and now the light has gone, and anyway, I'm gonna go do some words now. So I've not been at this long, and I've already been completely derailed by having to look up starvation, a very joyful subject, but it is important for my story. But hopefully I'll get on now. I hope. So it's getting late. So in the end, I had to stop to eat dinner and stop to speak to a friend, although it was very nice to speak to her. I did ultimately manage to get all my Nano words done today. My total words today were 2,581. What are your strengths and weaknesses? And how do you use them to your advantage to make you a better writer? Let me know. Thank you for watching the video today. Tomorrow I'll be talking about self-improvement. Until then, just keep writing.